Greetings of peace, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Layvon's Corner. Today I want to talk about fixing relationships, fixing those important relationships that really matter. If we've ever had a good relationship with someone and somehow, somewhere, it just went sour and really not sure why or what happened, I want to give you a loving push and encourage you to fix that or those relationships. Today is January 1st, so Happy New Year to all who celebrate. To those who do not celebrate the New Year or do not observe it, I encourage you to at least see the positivity in this day. A lot of people use this day as a boost. You know, it's motivation for them to better themselves or do something differently than what they've done before. So I encourage everyone to see the positivity in this day and support everyone who is trying to better themselves, whether you celebrate the day or not. You know, don't be negative, just be positive. So what I want to share with you is a status update that I posted on Facebook last night. I was sitting in my living room and I'm not really sure how to explain it. I just kind of felt like God was gently telling me or reminding me of something that I needed to do. It was very difficult for me because it's very difficult for us as human beings to swallow our pride or to forgive. For some people it's very difficult to forgive, especially when you've been wronged and you don't feel like the wrong that was done to you was warranted whatsoever. It's kind of difficult to just say, okay, well, you know, I'm just going to let it go and, you know, just pretend like it never happened, you know, because you're hurting. It hurts. And that's kind of what I was going through. But last night I felt like something just washed my spirit, just washed my soul clean and say, you know, let go of that. Don't hold on to that. Let it go. Even if you have to be the person to reach out, or even if you as I was having difficulty just responding to the person who had hurt me, I was having difficulty just responding to them, you know. And so that feeling that I had last night just came over me and said, you know what, respond, let it go. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't outright apologize, who are you harming besides yourself by holding a grudge and not forgiving the person? No matter what they did, what they said, how bad it hurt, how many days you cried over it, how distraught you are, how changed of a person you've become because of it, let it go. Because holding on to it is a weight. It's like you're trying to swim in the sea, and this grudge that you're holding is bringing you down, so you're stopping yourself. So that's a little bit of the background. So the status update reads, when we stand in the presence of our Creator, it will be too late to come back to this life and fix all the things we left undone. When our last breath has exited our body and we are in our graves, it will be too late to get rid of our grudges. When our Creator questions us as to why we did or did not do a certain thing when we knew we should or shouldn't have, and saying, I don't know, that won't be sufficient. When it is determined whether our souls will dwell in Jennah, paradise, or Jehanum, the Hellfire, we will have to accept our fate, and there will be no second chances to come back and be better than what we were. So, now is the time. Now is the time to apologize. Now is the time to forgive. Now is the time to swallow your pride. Now is the time to make that call or send that text, because the one who reaches out first is not the weak one. Oh no, it takes deep strength and humility. Now is the time to do what you know you should have done a long time ago. So I beg you, please, don't wait until it's too late. Fix what you can while you are still here, because now is the time. So that's the status update, and I gave you the background on where it came from, and I just want to kind of expound on it just a little bit, and just remind you, as I have reminded myself, that once we're dead and gone, you know, nobody, I don't want to say nobody, but a lot of people don't want to think about death. You know, they don't want to think about being in their graves, and I don't want to sound morbid, I don't want to scare anybody, but the bottom line truth is we are born to die. We are born to live this life as a test, and we're going to die and return to our Creator who sent us here in the first place. The whole purpose of this life is that it's going to come to an end, and we're going to be judged on what we did and did not do. And it's something that that a lot of people don't just walk around saying every 5 minutes, oh yeah, girl, I gotta make sure I do everything right, because we all gonna die. Not too many people, do that. Sometimes it takes a life-changing experience or some type of movie or some type of book or, or a person to make you really, think about that. Even if you already know it, a lot of times it's pushed to the back of our head. So I just want to pleasantly and lovingly remind you, as I've reminded myself, that once that time comes, that's it. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to come back and fix all the stuff that we should have, could have, would have fixed while we are here. And one of those things, like I said earlier, is relationships. Relationships with your family. Okay? Relationships with your close friends. If you're Muslim, relationships with other Muslims. Because as Muslims should know, relationships with other Muslims, it's dire upon us. It's incumbent upon us to keep those relationships in good standing. Okay, and if you're not Muslim and you're watching this video, relationships with your family. You know what I'm saying? God wants us to keep the family ties. God wants us to stay together. And a lot of times it can be difficult because I don't care what nobody says, everybody's family has some type of dysfunction, okay? And some of those things, they come in and they disrupt our lives and they disrupt our inner peace. And sometimes it's hard to just go back and mend those relationships, but mend them. Mend them, mend them. If you have to be the first person to go knock on the door and say, sister, brother, mama, cousin, father, I'm sorry. Even if you don't feel like you've done anything wrong. You see what I'm saying? I'm sorry for us not having a better relationship. Or even if you feel like you have too much pride or too much dignity to say I'm sorry, give a kind word. That's easy, right? Give a kind word. I hope you have a blessed and pleasant year. I wish you nothing but happiness and health and good things for this upcoming year and the rest of your life. Just something. Don't be the type of person that God has placed family and friends around you to be a support for you, and because you're mad over something that happened 3 months or 3 years ago or 30 years ago, you're not even talking to the people. Like, what is that? And who are you? Like, who made you high enough to hold grudges or look down or be mad at somebody else just because of something they did? Oh, so what are you going to do if you're not going to be mad? You're going to forgive. And you're going to allow yourself to fly and be beautiful. And by beautiful, I don't mean the face. I don't mean the body. I don't mean the clothes. I mean here. Okay? To be beautiful here, to have a beautiful heart, you cannot be the type of person running around with your chest poked out, acting like you're all high and mighty, and you hating your brother, sister, cousin, and best friend because they stained your carpet, or because they said something mean to you. Even if they didn't ask you even if they did not ask you for forgiveness, I encourage you to forgive anyway. Because why? Forgiveness is divine. And to err is to be human. So us wretched little humans, okay, we mess up all the time. Honey, we mess up left, right, up, down, diagonal, crisscross, catacombs, clockwise, counterclockwise, every which way we messing up. We messing up so much, a lot of times we don't even realize it. You think you walking straight and you upright and you doing everything okay, and you messing up. But you want God to forgive you. You want God to give you another chance. God, I know I did this 50 million times. I really didn't mean to, but I promise, just forgive me this time, and I promise I ain't gonna never do it again. And you mess up and you do it again, and you say the same thing again. Guess what God does? He forgives you. He forgives me. He forgives us over and over and over. He don't get tired of forgiving us. Allah does not get tired of forgiving us. Okay? So who are we to not forgive our fellow man? And I say man encompassing man and woman, okay? Who are we to not forgive our fellow man? Who are we? Who gave us the right? So you can hold on to it. You can not forgive. You can do that if you want to. You will never swim and you will never fly. You're going to try to swim, and that grudge and that hatred and that friction and frustration and that evil energy that you're holding on to is going to make you drown. You're going to try to fly, and all of that negativity that you refuse to let go of because you feel like you hurting somebody, because you got a grudge on them, because you not answering their phone calls, because you not returning their text message or their voicemail or Facebook message or email, I'm going to show them. I ain't going to say nothing. They gonna feel my wrath. Honey, please. You're going to try to fly and your wings going to be clipped because of that negativity that you're holding on to. So if you want to fly, if you want to swim, if you want to be beautiful in here, forgive. Even if they didn't ask you to forgive. And once you forgive, let your actions show that. Okay? I want to let you all know that I am a person who reminds myself first before I remind anyone else of anything. I'm not one of those hypocritical people that'll tell you to paint your walls in your house white because that's the best color ever and everybody should have their walls painted white, but you go in their house and what color are their walls? Black. And they have no intention of painting their walls white, but they look down on you because you didn't paint yours white. I'm not like that. Okay? So what I'm telling you, I'm letting you know that I apply it in my life. And it's hard, y'all. Like, it's hard. I was going through 2 difficult situations. And I apply what I'm telling you right now in my life. And I didn't feel like I lost my dignity. I feel like I did have to swallow some of my pride because I feel like I had too much of it. But I felt free once I did it. And it's the type of freedom that is unmatched. Okay? It's the type of freedom that is indescribable. And if you've never done what I am lovingly pushing you to do right now, you don't know that type of freedom. And baby, once you know it, I'm trying to tell you, once you know it, once you know what that feels like, you're gonna make a list. Okay, let me see who else I need to forgive. A, B, 1, 2, 3. You're gonna make a long list. You can forgive everybody because you fly, you swim, you're free, you're beautiful in here. And who does that help? It helps you. It helps the people that you're forgiving. And it helps everybody else that you come into contact with. It helps your husband, it helps your children, it helps everybody. Because you're emitting a type of wonderful light from you because of that freedom that you feel. But when you don't have that freedom, when you're holding on to all that stuff, you're not emitting light at all. And nobody wants to be around that. So, peace, blessings, love, and light. Thank you for watching. God be with you.